Oulton Park, round 4. And Lavia has already more than 30 points in front in the championship. Kianari and the rest of the boys need to start pulling their finger out.
Two Airwaves Ducatis then on the front row of the grid, along with Ryoichi Kianari and Tom Sykes' Hondas, and away they go, and it looked like a great start from Tom Sykes, but no, it's number 1, Ryoichi Kianari, that Tom Sykes goes into 3rd place. That's a good start from him straight away, annexing one of the Airwaves Ducatis, down the avenue then towards Cascades for the first time, all through turn 1 safely. That's a good thing to see, and it is number 1, Ryoichi Kianari that leads. That's a great start from the Michelin-shod Honda man. HM Plant Honda leads as we come out of Cascades up towards Island Corner now. We're on board with Shane Shaky BYRNE as we look into this scary, and underneath him straight away comes Camia, the bike animal yellow machine of Leon Camia, blasted up underneath him. Remember, Camia had an off at Silverstone last time. We're on Shell Corner now, getting a good rear view of long, lanky, lean Leon Camia. Well, the fastest lap of the race just seesaws between these leading riders. Camia now has the fastest lap, 1:36.340, and there he goes up the inside. Hello, Leon. Namesake it may be, but Leon Camia now leads Leon Haslam for that 3rd place, and that was just a beautifully clean move. He has ridden big motorcycles before, of course, done a little bit of riding on a big motorcycle before he came to this year on Superbike, but really it's like this bike was designed for him, made for him. Johnny Ray did a lot of work in the team, Dunlop shod, which he likes anyway as well, and Camia just shows such a confidence.
Yeah, it's like a big super sport bike from very smooth. I mean, James knows more about the CBR Fireblade Honda than anyone, but looks like it suits him down to ground, and classic passing manoeuvre into the hairpin there.
Looking back from Tommy Hill now into one of the Bridewell brothers, I think it is 46. That'll be Ollie Bridewell then, if my memory serves me rightly. Tommy Bridewell. Oh, down has gone Walker. Walker is no longer stalking. Gives that handlebar a good thump to get it back into position. So Chris Walker on the number 9 bike, down and out. What a disaster, trying to bump start that. So it looks to me like he's gone in a bit hot into the chicane. Oh, look at this, Lavia's gone through. It's all happening at Oulton Park at the moment. James Tozen stood up in here and said, watch the bonnet of Ewan. It's all happening. Through has gone Lavia. Kianari now 2nd. Camia 3rd, Haslam 4th, then it's the Stobart Honda still. Had to check just in case they'd moved position. I'll tell you what, James, also building momentum is still Jonathan Ray.
What a race this is lined up to be. I thought the first 4 were dropping off from Sykes and Shaky there, but they seem to just they're all bunched up again. But Keogh at the front there, I think he was just setting a pace where everybody was comfortable. Now Lavia's got to the front, he might stretch him out a bit.
Johnny Ray set the fastest lap as he went over the line just a moment ago. 36.261. You can see him on bike number 4, the HM Plant Boy, still Red Bull sponsored personally, bikes of Sykes and BYRNE in that order. 66 is Sykes, 67 is BYRNE. Here comes Johnny Ray up the inside of Shane Shaky BYRNE as we follow through.
These two guys at the moment, their last lap of one of the Superbike races here at Oulton Park, when Shane was on the Riddler Suzuki and Jonathan Ray was on his Red Bull Honda. It was a last lap manoeuvre, and they remained friends afterwarars at that same chicane. Yeah. So looks like it's going to be the other way around soon.
Airwaves Ducati.
Haslam's matching the pace
He is, absolutely. Haslam right there all the way through. This seems to have settled down. I spoke to him just before we came on air, and well, I don't know whether he actually wanted it to be wet, but certainly it would have been a lot easier for him in the wet. And up the inside, not quite. Lavia just looking really, really calm, cool and collected.
Behind him. He does look on. These 3 are making a break now. Camia can't really match they're not going any faster as such, but they're just keeping it consistent at the front. But Kianari on the HM Plant Honda looks really comfortable behind Lavia.
Michael Rudder in 11th place. Let's have a quick rundown then while it's shout at me if they do anything while I look across at the moment. Lavia, Kianari, Haslam, Camia and Ray at Island. Oh, I tell you what, that's a brave old place to be trying to make a move. That's Johnny Ray. Shane BYRNE is behind him, or it should be. Crutchlow as well in 8th place. 9th is Carl Harris. 10th is Tommy Hill. 11th is Michael Rudder. And then Simon Andrews on the Genting bike in 12th place. Ollie Bridewell in 13th place. 13th place. Scott Smart in 14th place, and Tommy Bridewell in 15th place. 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 15th place We're at 2/3 distance now. If you remember, there might have been a little bit of confusion at Silverstone. Even here in the commentary position, I was still working on the 75% complete race distance to make it a race. But of course, it's 2/3 now. So if this race was stopped for whatever reason, there's the drive of the Honda. If it was stopped, it would be a race distance now because we've gone past 2/3. And this is your second part. Part 2, anything you can do, I can do better. Spain versus Japan, with a little bit of Great Britain hanging in there in 3rd place at the minute.
Leon in the perfect position here to pick up the pieces, because these two are going to get serious in the closing laps, I'm sure. But Leon, he's looking good, and every time these guys are passing each other, it just plays into Leon's bag. Leon getting a bit closer. But
faster than them all in 4th place on that last lap as he crossed the line was Jonathan Rea. Rea still had the faster lap of these 3 men, and Johnny Rea has got enough time still, just about by the skin of his teeth. I'll tell you what, he's dragging Sykesy with him as well. Here comes Haslam. Haslam up the inside of Keogh. That is just going to make Colin Wright's day at Airways Ducati, because they have the 2 Ducatis in front of the HM Plant Honda. Haslam has done what his team would want him to do, but again Keogh gets great drive out of Deer Leap. Didn't do him any good this time though. He gets great drive, but I've been watching Leon through Lodge and up the hill there, up Deer's Leap, and his bike works really good. It's really smooth, the traction control, keeping everything in line. And for Gregory Lavia, for Leon Haslam to pass Keogh, that's just been perfect. Well, we've seen some great battles with Haslam round here, taking it to the race leader. So Haslam now looking to make up some ground on Lavia, his teammate. Of course, that's that psychological barrier he's got to come about. He's way down in the order at the moment, but we're so early in the season. Haslam to beat Lavia, taking points off of Lavia. It's a real difficult situation for a teammate in a championship scenario. It is wide open, and for 5 seconds behind Ryuichi Kianari at the moment, but still closing in a few tenths every lap. Every single lap, and I'll tell you what, Sykesy as well. Let's have a look at his time last time, 1:36.5. He almost matched Ray's time last time round. So the 2 men in 4th and 5th are actually faster than the front 3. And Sykes has settled into this superbike here at Oulton Park. Maybe a little bit of nerves early on. That's Colin Wright, of course, team leader at Airways Ducati. Looking a little bit concerned. But it's all at the front, and here comes Haslam up the inside of Gregorio Lavia. Good move. That's Haslam's strongest part of the racetrack, and he's played it to his advantage. That's one thing that Gregorio Lavia wasn't expecting. He's gone back to 3rd. Kianari having a look down the inside, but not close enough at Old Hall. Now, I'll tell you what, those Ducatis, once they get them on the fat bit of the tyre along that front straight, they just seem to punch themselves down here. But this from Haslam was a wonderful, wonderful move. And just as Lavia tipped in, he just had to slightly pick it up as Haslam was underneath him. He'd have been a bit worried about that Honda following through as well, because that quite often is the order of the day. But it's Haslam that now leads. Haslam, BYRNE has just put in another fastest lap of the race, 1:36.206. So Shane BYRNE back in 6th place, seems to be up and down the order like a yo-yo at the moment. Haslam runs it up the hill a little bit at Shell, big banking on that corner as well, so not too difficult to pull it back down from there. It's now Lavia protecting Haslam's lead from their arch enemy, the HM Plant Honda man, Ryuichi Kianari. We're at Ireland Corner, my favourite corner on the track. Scary quick through there into the braking area, and Lavia almost rammed the rear end. Oh! Forces his way under Haslam, and the Honda man looking to take advantage of that as well if he can. Lavia just showing what he's prepared to do to win a race and win the British Superbike Championship, regain the British Superbike Championship.
Can we have a look at Colin's face?
Yep, there's Ollie, Haslam's young lady that will no doubt grit her teeth when she was smiling there. What a manoeuvre, Neil McKenzie. There is a man that wants a championship, he wants a race win, and he knows Leon's a threat and he doesn't care, and I am so impressed. A little bit of a dodgy manoeuvre, but Leon lifted, kept it safe, but that just proves to me that that guy wants a championship and he wants it bad. Lavia lost it there. Lavia lost it on the way in on the brakes and found himself in a position where he couldn't do anything but make a pass. I seen Chris Walker doing stuff like that to Neil Hodgson back here a few years ago, and Haslam, that's only fired Haslam up. He is fired up. He will return the compliment, and I don't think he'll care which corner he does it at. Over the start and finish line to start the last lap of the opening British Superbike race, and he's letting the brakes off. A real devil of a job going on here. Haslam Byrne and Lavia, side by side, their team riding. What an unbelievable race down the avenue towards Cascades. Has Haslam got it? No, he hasn't. Still Lavia in front. Jonathan Ray is closing all the time as well. This is going to be a battle.
This is not over yet. This is one of these red mist situations that riders sometimes get into, and they don't care. They don't care about each other. They don't care about the championship, team orders, anything.
Colin Wright looking absolutely like he's going to die any minute, because these two nearly took each other out a little earlier. Has it settled down? We're at Shell for the last time of the first Superbike race today. Lavia and Haslam, back markers moving out of the way. It's only because they're scared.
They just don't want the other guy to win. It's almost like they don't even care if they win. They just don't want their teammate to, but absolutely fantastic racing.
36 Lavia, over hill, better drive as they come out of Deer Leap now, but it's going to be an Airwave Ducati 1-2. Lavia takes the win. That's his 5th of the year. Haslam has still got to wait for his first win of the year. Over the line goes Chianari for 2nd place. Johnny Ray gets 4th. Tom Sykes a fine 5th. Shane Shaky Byrne in 6th place. Crutchlow in 7th place. And we wait still for Camia to come over the line. Darryl Healy there congratulating the rest of the Airwaves team. It's a double on a day where they were both under pressure and all from each other. We've got our breath back here in the commentary position. Thank heavens we had James Tozen to help. Greg Lavia then takes the win just from Leon Haslam. They're under orders then. Can that pole position be converted? Oh, a bit of a jump start there from Leon Camia. I mean, he went straight up in the air and lost the momentum. Camia goes backwards into the fold on the bike animal bike, but straight through goes Tom Sykes into turn 1 after a little bit of a shower here. No one wants to be out on that white line because it's dead slippery. Oh, and Walker was forced out on the white line as well at Cascades right on the outside, but it's Tom Sykes who leads from the HM Plant Honda of Ryoichi Chianari. Camia going a long way round on the bike animal bike right outside here as we head down towards Island Corner now. That one of 17 looking forward for Shane Shaky Byrne. Oh, dear me, that's as close as it ever does get going in there. Tommy Hill has rushed his way through to the front of the field. Tommy Hill on the Pirelli shod motorcycle looking for every opportunity. And how much time has he made up into 2nd place now? There is Chianari, has gone back a place to 3rd, 4th now. It's Haslam is up in the 3rd place, still leading Tom Sykes from Tommy Hill. The new young guns of Great Britain out front at the moment here at Oulton Park. Neil Mackenzie. That's what we want to say. Whoa! Through goes Tommy Hill. You're not going to get a word in edgeways here, Mackenzie, with that kind of manoeuvre. Yes.
Suzuki there, fantastic from Dean Thomas. Good qualifying. He qualified down there in 10th position this weekend, but Tommy Hill at the front, where did he come from?
Where did he come from indeed? I'm going to keep watching our monitor just to see whether we got any jump starts coming up, because the race direction is definitely going to be looking at as we look back as Haslam being chased by Tom Sykes on the Stobart Vent Axia Honda, and then it's the number 1 man, HM Plant Honda. Dean Thomas is 5th. How can Dean Thomas have managed that? I don't understand it. It's from the 3rd row of the grid on the Samsung Superbike Suzuki, run by Enzo Di Clementi, a team that is, well, it has been certainly in the past strapped for cash. But Dean Bam Bam Thomas, we've seen him quick around Oulton Park in the past, but really, you've got to say he's out of his socks as it is at the minute. We're looking forward now from Shane Byrne and his teammate Sykes drops into Ireland. That is a scarily fast corner and a good run by Shane Byrne down to Shell now. That's a superb piece of manoeuvring for him, and we saw it all on board. There they are, the Stobart Vent Axia Hondas. Great shot as the flip-flop, the bikes come back the other way. Yellow flag out down towards Shell. Wonder who that is that's fallen down there. Oh, Harris has gone down. Well, I saw the yellow flag before I saw the faller. Don't go near Carl Harris in this circumstance. Not happy at all, looking for his best ride of the year.
Unfortunate for Carl, having a good dice for Chris Walker there on the Rizzler Suzuki, but maybe a bit of a coming together or tried another passing manoeuvre.
Speculation.
Shellow's hairpin.
Over Clay Hill, and you can see the wind whipping up now as through. That's that helmet always reminds me a bit of Dale Singleton for all of you people.
Tommy Hill helmet.
Older. Yeah, Tommy Hill's helmet reminds me of Dale Singleton, the ex-Works Yamaha man, many times a Daytona 200 winner, sadly no longer with us through an aircraft accident. Tommy Hill being chased by the Airway Ducati of Leon Haslam. Where is that man Lavia? Still only in 11th place. What an absolute terrible start for the Spaniard.
What a day for Tommy Hill.
Oh.
No one expected this at all. I must admit, he lost out in qualifying, because when they put the qualifiers in, they just didn't seem to work. They were having good race pace, top 10 race pace, put the qualifiers in and then dropped back the grid. So Tommy Hill has had a good race setup all weekend.
Don't make a bad cameraman either. As through goes the Ducati, and that will give him the inside line at Ireland. Tommy Hill falls into second place now. Think about Tommy Hill, remember. Oh, and out goes Haslam a little wide. That will give Hill an opportunity to get back into terms. But I don't expect Leon will leave much of a gap just there, as Chianari slots into the third place as well, right up behind Tommy Hill. They're settling into the weather conditions a little bit, aren't they? And I think Keogh's going to have a bit of a go.
That's okay for Tommy. He can settle down there. He was out in front there doing everything hard at the front, but Shaky, he's closed in on number 1, Ryuichi Chianari.
Proper racer, Shaky BYRNE. We saw what he was capable of at Silverstone. Frustration got the better of him. Feet off the footrest. Last time I saw that from Chianari, it was Mallory Park, and he had a big accident.
A big one, yeah. Put him out for the remainder of the day. But
quite literally. Oh, Chianari sent it sideways. What a cracking day's racing. I know I've said it already, but really, if I was a fan that had paid the money over the counter today, I would think I'd got money's worth. Chianari has the fastest lap at the moment, 36.474, as we look back from Tommy Hill back into Shaky BYRNE. Keogh second now. Keogh chasing Haslam. Actually, got to say, he's a bit of a machine, isn't he, in this race, Ryuichi Chianari. He's not put a foot wrong, apart from a foot off the footrest. But he's just... Oh, OK, I'll shut my mouth. Gregorio Lavia, yeah, he's already got the place from Crutchlow, so that moves him up, what, into seventh place. He really does need to do a damage limitation job here, Gregorio Lavia. Now, you would have thought that he was fairly confident in race 1, but I can't see him making this amount of ground up at all, despite the fact he's a very talented rider. But the Spaniard surely has blown it as far as this race is concerned.
Looking back to Shaky here, having another look into Ireland. Not
Tommy
quite
Hill,
close enough.
Yamaha, just good, isn't it?
Fantastic shot.
Barbecue.
Oh, into Shellow's hairpin.
Yeah, through Ireland, he's got it this time. Will he run up the hill? And Tommy will go back for him. He gets it. Well done, Tommy. What a great ride from Tommy Hill. We're having a little bit of a chat in here while we were off air about where Tommy Hill may go next year, whether he should go and try another team, whether he will get an opportunity to try another team. But we were sure that he needs to show the talent that he's obviously got a little bit more this year to get his showcase all in order. And I think a race like this just goes to prove what a great little racer he is now. And I'll tell you what, he's left himself a lot of work to do, and he's trying to ride over the top of him at the chicane area. The BJ Toll move.
BJ Toll move. Shane Byrne needs to have a look somewhere else, because it's not quite happening in Ireland. He's getting a good drive out of Cascades, but he's just not close enough to Tommy Hill, so maybe he just has to reassess.
Here we go, back wheel in the air, still manages to get it turned, wipes the nose of Leon Haslam, through goes Keogh, that maybe he will have, Haslam will
rear wheel in air. Look at that
this.
mini stoppie.
Wow.
What control, fantastic. Run a little bit wide, not too wide.
Block pass.
Yeah, good move.
Good move.
Let's see if Leon's got anything now.
Well, I think he's got something. It's just a question of whether he's going to come straight back at him. Of course, we're coming to the braking area at Lodge here now.
Leon's strong in this area. He's strong through here, and he gets a good drive on the start-finish.
Might do him well if Keogh has a couple of fast laps in him at the moment to pull the two of them away. If Leon can leave Keogh alone for a couple of laps, get him away from the Hill versus Shane BYRNE. I tell you, look at that. That's where that Honda is so quick out of Deer's lead down this section. Manages to pull out such a huge lead, 20 or 30 yards extra. But by the time we get here and onwards, Haslam builds back.
Well, we'll just have to see. We've had Keogh following Haslam, seeing where Haslam's strong in the track. Now, Haslam can have a look behind that HM plant Honda just to see where Keogh maybe has got a nicer line or a little bit quicker or somewhere a bit stronger, and see if he can do anything with him.
A 1-2 for Airwaves Ducati in race 1. The two HM plant Hondas, 3rd and 4th. Looking back for Johnny Ray. There's Camir on 2, and that looks like a lot of smoke coming from the rear end of Crutchlow. Keep an eye on that motorbike. That is not a good motor. That's going to go bang. That bike looks to me like it's burning oil, and hopefully it'll be oil out the exhaust rather than oil on the rear tyre. So, Crutchlow in a bit of trouble with that Suzuki. Ooh, I don't like it when it's coming from the motor, you know. It's
there's motor going, there's oil going down on the exhaust somewhere.
Yeah, that's not good. If it's coming out of the exhaust, that's fine. Oh, through has gone Shaky at last. He's made it stick on Tommy Hill. Shane BYRNE has gone through, and Tommy Hill has made it stick now. It's up to Shane BYRNE to make that Stobart Vent Axia Honda work for him to close in on the other two. Black and orange flag is now out for 35 Cal Crutchlow after seeing that smoke. Right then. What is Shane Shaky BYRNE made of? I tell you what, he's a proper racer, is Shane BYRNE. Now he's going to get an opportunity as the blossom drops at Druids. He's going to be past Tommy Hill in a minute. Tommy Hill can feel that thing thundering away. Underneath him now, down into Lodge corner.
Lavia just knows he can pass anyone on the brakes. He's very confident, just pulls out to the right side, squeezes them on the brakes. Can you
listen to that Yamaha scream? Yeah, I was.
It sounds great.
Turn 1, Old Hall. Through the right-hander now. Chianari, Haslam, BYRNE. They're already long gone, but I tell you, great damage limitation from Lavia. Whatever happens now, he's sat on 13 points. And from where he was for a moment or two, you just wouldn't have thought he'd been able to get that.
Tom Sykes can see Tommy Hill now. He's looking at another position.
Meanwhile, coming down stylishly as ever, backing it into Lodge to start his last lap as a couple of spits of rain are on our monitor there. Chianari, superb, goes to start his final lap. Through comes Haslam, through comes Shane BYRNE. Good result for Shane BYRNE, this will be. Paul BYRNE will be very happy with that. Haslam's still there, Lavia still there in 4th place at the minute. And looking to me, like if he'd had just a couple of minutes longer, he could get Shane BYRNE. He might even do it anyway.
He's not a million miles away.
Fastest lap went to Ray a moment ago in 7th place at the moment, 1:35.4. That's a cracking time late on in the race.
Now, the last corner into Lodge, that is one of Lavia's favourites. That's where he's done pretty much all his passing in this race. It's not close at the moment, but it's still half a lap to go.
Yeah, long enough perhaps with the pace that Lavia's been going at. I mean, Lavia was what? A second and a half behind BYRNE last time. In fact, he was just over a second behind BYRNE last time round. He's certainly less than that now. He's dropped him by half a second at least. Well, number 4, Johnny Ray, set the fastest lap last time. If he can pick off 2 places, that'll put him in 5th place. And Ray will be happy, not with his starts, but certainly with his finishing. Tommy Hill under pressure. Here comes Johnny Ray on the HM plant bike. Surely he's going to pick him off in the last lap. It's going to be a dodgy one at Lodge, that's for sure, as they come over Clay Hill now. Druids is the next up for these 3, but already through Druids will be your leaders of Chianari, Haslam and BYRNE. Here goes Johnny Ray, great stuff, through on Tom Sykes. He's definitely going to have a bit of a go at that, coming down into Lodge. Tommy Hill is surely going to lose that place as well. Tommy Hill was in 5th place. Here comes Ray, up under them, down towards Lodge already. The leaders are about to come through on the line. There it is, Chianari wins. 2nd place goes to Haslam. 3rd place goes to BYRNE. Lavia 4th, and then this battle, Johnny Ray, what a beautifully judged 5th place from Johnny Ray. Sykes gets 6th, Hill gets 7th. I've got to say that was a great race. For one, I can't think of a superlative other than to say, really, 6 men going at it, hammer and tong, out on a racetrack. Whoa, magnificent.